Welcome to Tomorrow's World Answers, where we answer your questions straight from the Bible. There are some who teach that a woman must not attend church or pray without having a covering over her head, basing this claim on a passage written in Paul's epistle to the Corinthians. Is this accurate? Should women wear head coverings in church or when in prayer? Let's read 1 Corinthians 11 verse 5 and read Paul's words for ourselves. But every woman who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head, for that is one and the same as if her head were shaved. This scripture has long been interpreted by people of religion as a requirement for a woman to have her head covered by a veil or a hat when she attends a religious service or when she prays. Ostensibly, it is thought to be a symbol of humility and subservience to God. To understand the scripture in question, one needs to view the context of the section in which it is found. The chapter is largely dealing with Paul encouraging the church at Corinth to observe the biblical traditions that were taught. The hair length of men and women was included in this portion of scripture. Anyone reading the first half of the chapter will realize this is speaking of hair lengths and not hats or veils. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. As well as later in the chapter, does not even nature itself teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a dishonor to him? But if a woman has long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given to her for a covering. Paul was basically stating in this instruction to new converts to Christianity that it was God's will that a man should have short hair and a woman hair long enough to cover her head when it's let down. He was saying in verse 5 that if she was going to cut it short, she may as well shave her head. Thus, this particular scripture is not speaking of hats or veils, but of hair length for men and women. We understand that our present society in large measure does not agree with this instruction, yet it is an instruction in the New Testament of the Bible, and given that Paul was a great scholar of the older scriptures and that he called it a tradition of the church, verse 2, we can reasonably conclude that this was a teaching of God to ancient Israel as well. The symbolism of long hair for a woman and short hair for a man is another question. But we can be confident that 1 Corinthians 11:5 is speaking of hair being a covering for a woman when she prays, and not a hat or a veil. To submit a question for the show, email us at twanswers@tomorrowsworld.org, and be sure to watch us online at twcanada.org or by searching Tomorrow's World Answers on YouTube.